Hello, Math 36 class. This is a lesson for 4.4. We're going to learn how to graph a couple more. When we graph, earlier we learned about basic graph, okay, and 4.3. Now we're going to learn a little bit more graph, okay. So, how to graph. Let's look at problem number 28. We're going to graph y equal 1 sine 1/2 x. So earlier we learned how to graph y equals sine x, but now we learn how to graph y equals 1/2 sine x. So before we do that, so let me give a model first. This is model y equal to a sine bx. What's the a stands for? Your a stands for amplitude. It means how high your graph can go and how low you can go. Add them, you subtract them, and then the distance, okay, divide by 2. So that's the amplitude. And it's kind of like a middle, from the middle point, count to the top of the graph, or count the bottom graph, it has to be same. Okay, so that's the amplitude. So for instance, if you have so there's a sine graph, so that's my amplitude here, A, and the bottom low is also A. Okay, we take the absolute value, so it means that we don't do the negatively. And your B, okay, how do you get B? B is a number in front of the X, and it's come from here, the P B is equal to 2 pi over B. P is equal to 2 pi over B. That's where the B is, okay? And so now this is our model. So now we learn how to graph this one, okay? And you can see your A first. First, find your amplitude. Your amplitude is A, it's right here, which is equal to 1. And your number 2, you're going to find your P. P is equal to 2 pi over B. And your B is equal to 1/2. So 2 pi over 1/2. Okay, so that's your B right here. And divide by 1/2 is same as multiply the reciprocal of 2 over 1. So that's equal to 4 pi. Once you get the 4 pi, you divide by 4. And means each unit is a pi. So now we start a graph. Okay, we scale first by pi. So 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and 4 pi. And your altitude is 1, so 1 and -1. This is sine graph. The sine graph also starts from 0. And then 1, every unit go to high, the next unit go to 0, and then go to -1. Okay, facing -1, and then now go up. So that's the graph for y equal 1/2 x. Okay, so in the 4 quadrant, it's always a 4 quadrant. That's why I divide by 4. And then let's try the one. Let's try number 32. We are still doing the graph. And for cosine, we share the same model as sine. We share the same models. Number 32. Y equal cosine pi x. So we do the same thing, your altitude. First, our altitude is equal to 1. And our period equal to 2 pi over pi. That's your B here. And then you reduce it, it's equal to 2. Okay. Take this number, divide by 4, or times by 1/4. So it's up to you how you look at this. Divide by 4 times by 1/4. And that's equal to 2 over 4 is equal to 1/2. Means each unit is 1/2. 1/2. And then you add another 1/2 to get the last one. So these are 2 over 2. It's 3 over 2. I don't reduce it, so it's easy for me to see. Okay, add 1/2 and then add 1/2. And then last one is 4 over 2. And this is a cosine graph. Cosine starts from 1 and -1. So you're going to go down here. Okay, so that's the graph. And you can see it's not that bad to draw this type of graph. And then the last thing we're going to do is number 48. So we're going to try a couple more. These are our aptitudes are not 1 now. And how do you do when they're not 1? Well, there's not much difference, okay? And here's the problem number 48. We have y equal to 2 sine 1/3 x. So our aptitude is equal to, okay, our period P is equal to 2 pi over 1/3. Again, you flip the number to the top, so 2 pi times by 3 over 1, and that's equal to 6 pi. Take the 6 pi divided by 4, that's same as 6 pi times by 1 over 4. So that's equal, this is 1 here, so that's a 6 pi over 4, and that's equal to 3 pi over 2. So that means that each scale is 3 pi over 2. And then you add another 3 pi over 2 here, so 6 pi over 2. Okay. And then you add another 3 pi over 2 there, so it's 9 pi over 2. And then you add another 3 pi over there, so 12 pi over 2. And you can see when I divide the last number, so equal to 6 pi. Okay. When I divide this, equal to 6 pi, and it's the same thing as this number. They also get back to that, your cycle number. And then your altitudes are 2, so it's 1, 2. And 1, 2. Sine graph, so start from 0 and then come back down. So each unit occupy 1 quadrant. Okay, so that's the graph. So that's for number 48. And let's try another one, number 15.2. What happens if you have negative in front of here? Okay, number 15.2. We have y equal to negative 2 sine pi over 2x. So these values are negative. The negative means a reflection. Okay, that means here means a reflection. Reflect by x-axis. So for the altitude, again, first altitude is equal to negative 2 equal to 2. That's why the altitude is always a positive. It's a distance, okay? So, and number 2, you said the P is equal to 2 pi over pi over 2. It's same as 2 pi times by 2 over pi. Reduce this over 1, so this equals 4. Take the 4 divided by 4, so equal 1. So each scale is 1 unit. Number 3, the reflection. Okay, write it down. And so we're going to graph. So 3 things we have to watch it. Okay, we scale first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each unit you add 1 to get the last one, add 1 to get the last one. And then your altitudes are 2. So these are 2 and these are 2 units, okay? And sine graph. Now this is not your final graph because I didn't graph this one yet. So I'm going to use a broken line. Okay, now I'm going to reflect the graph, okay? So I reflect it. So this is flip down. So give me like this. Okay, so that's how you do the graph. So that's for 4.4. So be sure to do your homework, okay? We will still have an exam, but we haven't decided how the exam is going to go.